In this vlog, we're going to talk about sub-ohm tanks. We're also going to talk about competitions and competition fails. We're going to talk a little advocacy. We're going to have a good time with it. Stay tuned. Steve-O the Vapor's back, baby!
The following program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
What's up, Vapor? Steve-O the Vapor here. Back. Believe it or not, we have a vlog now. I'm very sorry. First, I got to apologize right off the bat before we even begin going to topics. It has been a long time. I said I was going to do this every Sunday, and technically I'm late this week too because it's Monday, very into Monday. So wanted to go into that first, and I'm going to try to maintain the schedule, at least get some things out there to you guys with the vlog, and hopefully be able to get into some of these reviews, which I need to do. But in today's vlog, first thing we're going to go over is sub-tanks. That's right, sub-ohming tanks. I'm not talking about RBAs, or although those are features of some. I'm talking just has good coil in it. You change that every now and then. Simple, easy to use and maintain tank. Clearomizer. Sub-ohming. So we'll get right into that. I got three here. I've got the Atlantis, and this is a 3mm tank on it. Rocking it on the Aspire CF mod with a nice 35 amp 18650 in here. Very good cloud production, good taste. There's some with this tank. It's always been great for me. I haven't used it a whole lot compared to my sub tanks. The reason being is it requires an awful lot of power. And I run it on my Hannah clone, which you'll see in a second. I have to run it at least 35 watts to get production out of it, and it drinks the juice. So I'll carry it with me to go to Walmart. I did that earlier. Carry it if I'm going to go do a few errands and only going to be out for maybe 2 or 3 hours. It'll last that long. It's not the stealthiest bait, but it's nice. I like it. It's got a good carbon fiber finish, and it's rock solid. Plus, it has a little bit of protection in it to keep you from overfiring it. If you fire it in your pocket, you can, shut it down. I did a video on this earlier on that battery, and I'm sure you can check on the YouTube channel, and they're there. The second one is this one, the Kanger Subtank Mini. Now, I actually have two of these, and I like this one so much that I bought this one while I was at a cloud competition Saturday night, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that too. Great tank. Let's see, I've got this on the Hannah clone here, 50 water, and I'm running it. I don't know if you can see that. I can get close. I don't think you can see it very well, but it's running at 23.5. I've had it with me all night. It's not really used a whole lot of juice. As you can see, a ton of vapor and a ton of flavor. It's got better flavor than the Atlantis. And there's a proviso that I'll get into later. This is, of course, my Sigeli Mini and my original Sub-Tank Mini. And these both are running with 0.5 coils. Now, I have had this one kind of get me into a situation. Last Thursday, I was at the Vapor shop over at Joe's shop, and I got dry hits off of it. And of course, then I started noticing the tanks wasn't so good. I was not really even below the coil. I guess maybe I tipped it or something. I don't know. Those coil that coil had been in there about a month. So yeah, new coil rocking in this at 23 watts on the Sigelli. So you might be able to see that. Yeah, you can see that. That's 23 watts on my Sigelli. This is my pretty much, it's been with me all month. Now I can carry the Hannah too. And again, they're great. I took this one with me when we went out tonight, went over to a friend's house. And we left here about 6 and we just got back a little after 2. So that's 8 hours. And it, isn't even halfway done. Now I had another tank with me. I was trying out some airflow options on a Pro Tank too, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But they run great. I love them. Like I said, I love them so much I have 2 of them. And that leads me to the one I take to the restaurants or when I'm going out. The Subtank Mini. Now this is on a 20 watt iStick clone. I got this nice little sleeve for it, believe it or not, for $3. I think it was like $6 and change with shipping, from Joe Vapes. It's joevapes.com. She has them. She has quite a few colors: the blue, black. There's a clear color, and I think it's maybe a kind of purple or pink color. I can't say right off the bat. $3. Shipping, ultra quick. She shipped this out on the 25th. I had it on the 27th. No, I had it on the 27th. I had it Friday. I ordered it like Tuesday. So, great. I recommend her. This, I'm not sub-ohming this. This has the capability to sub-ohm, and I have put a sub-ohm coil in it before. It's a very warm vape, but this really will hold them up. I mean, they've got similar juice. They've got similar capacity. This is about, I should have had this pulled up, but I think this is right around 2.5 to 3, and this one's 2.5 to 3. So they've got the same capacity, but then again, this one isn't sub-ohming. But you can see it's at 1.2 ohms. This thing's running great. So, I mean, we'll do the comparison. And I do have to say I've got a MVP that runs 11 watts, which I like. And I've got a Nautilus that I traded with a guy, I think it was Tugboat 2 RDA and the K-Fun Light I had. And I've got a Nautilus on the way, a fully stainless steel Nautilus. So I'm going to put that on the MVP and run it about 10, 11 watts and see kind of how it goes. They're supposed to have excellent flavor, I mean, for me, it's no contest. Ganger wins. I like them. Now, there's some other tanks coming out. There is a clone, believe it or not. It's a legit clone, from what I'm told. And it's the Vaper 5 volt sub-ohm tank. Very similar design. I mean, it's a carbon copy of the Mini with green O-rings. It runs 0.5 coils, 0.12 coils. I think they're interchangeable. It has an RBA option. And let me grab this real quick. Fortunately, I'm in my room and I had the stuff kind of close. There is the new one that I can get apart. Okay. This is the RBA, and it's got poor lighting. I apologize. I really wanted to get this out there. This is an RBA, and this goes inside here and replaces the coil. Now, I'll be honest, I used it once. This is the brand new one that came out of the brand new tank I just bought, and I tried it once after I burnt that coil up Thursday night, and I never could get it to really perform great. It started dry burning almost immediately, and then it was just all downhill from there. You can see the inside there. They send a pre-built coil 0.5, just like the coils. Now, what's my verdict on that? Because, I mean, they're easy to change. This is right here, replacement 0.5 I've got for spare for the Subtank minis. So, I think I got a couple other ones that are not in great shape. Spare coil for the Atlantis. I might have spare coils for the Nautilus. I actually given a buddy of mine my old this setup. I'm letting him buy it from me. Not really making anything off of it, but it's a good setup. It just no longer meets my needs. But this is the awesome VB Natural and the iClear X1. You know, good vapor production, but I like the way these sub-ohm tanks air out. So, you know, I'm getting rid of that. There are some other ones. Let's see, let me get my phone out. I'm doing all this on my phone so I can kind of go through it kind of quickly. There's one called the AnyVape. Hang on, webpage. It's the AnyVape Sega tank. It's a sub-ohm / RDA. Now this one is more akin to the full-size Kanger Subtank. I don't have one of those. Similar specs. I really can't read some of this on the phone because it's really tiny print, and even with my glasses I can't make it out. But it's a similar dimensions, similar size, similar capability to the Kanger Subtank. So, but I haven't really seen any prices on it, so I don't know how far they are into that. And the next one is the Horizon Arctic Tank. I'm on OriginVape.com looking at it. It's out of stock with them right now, but it has massive holes in the manufactured coils, 2-wick juice, like no other sub-ohm tank. That would be neat. Sub-ohm coils come in two different varieties, a 0.2 ohm and a 0.5 ohm. The tank is rated up to 100 watts. That's the Arctic tank. Now, see if I can pull up a picture. It looks I can't really pull up a picture on it. For some reason my phone is wanting to be funky. But it's basically similar to the Atlantis. It has 0.2 coils. And there's one more. I'm going to go ahead and mention it real quick so we can get it out of the way. And that's the Joytech Delta 2. It's, again, it's kind of a carbon copy of, some of it's the Atlantis, a lot of it's the Subtank. It has an RBA option as well. So, you have these things, they have these features. Now you have to, with the Delta 2, you have to buy, you have to buy the RBA separately. This leads me to a point in talking about this. There's at least three tanks that I've mentioned in this line of sub-ohm tanks that have the RBA function. My answer to that, and I'm going to show you it in a minute, is a mech mod. With a good RDA on it. So if I want to build coils, this is quick and easy. I can do it, within 5 or 10 minutes. Have a beautiful set all ready to go. And I have space on these. I've gotten rid of RDAs I didn't like on the space issue. But for tanks, the Exclaimizers, hey, they're sub-ohm. They've got great flavor. My first choice is gonna be the Subtank Mini. Of the whole Subtank line, the Mini specifically. The Atlantis is nice. They're coming out with cotton coils for it, and when they do, I'm gonna grab some. And at that point, if it gives me good flavor production, I might upgrade it to the 5mm tank. We will wait and see. Okay, enough about that. I wanted to get also into a little bit of advocacy. If you subscribe to CASA, and I usually have their information on the credits, there is actually a call to action on Texas. Now, what this entails is Texas wants to make sure that underage vaping is strictly, prohibited. And I agree with it. 18 years old. Okay, some of these kids, it's impossible to really tell once they put juice into a tank. Okay, does it have nicotine or not? What if they tear the label off the bottle? You don't really know. So what they propose to do is for stricter sanctions on brick and mortar shops. They'd have to card people. They'd have a certification process to get through this, and of course a timeline to do it, I'm sure. But where it all falls apart is on the internet. They want you to be able to verify your identity on anything you order online every time you order. Like if you order something and turn right around 5 minutes later and think, oh shit, I didn't grab coils, and order that, you're going to have to present identification to get those. It would be $6 per transaction. So that's on top of any taxes if they're in Texas, on top of shipping, $6 more. And that really makes it the brick and mortar. It looks, more like the brick and mortar guys are going to win here. And the way eBay is, I have actually changed the way I'm buying things. I'm looking at different vendors and I'm seeing their prices, I'm seeing their customer service, I'm seeing how fast they get things to me, and there's a few that I'm still trying out. I'll do maybe next week I'll do a vlog on those. But advocacy is important because we don't want the Texas legislature to have to go that far. They have a point, but that's a little stiff, I say if you're going to verify the ID, maybe do it once. Pay that $6 fee and have an account with this company so they already have your ID in the system. And if you keep safe passwords, you're fine. But that's me I'm getting off the soapbox now. Write your congressman. Go to CASA's website, casa.org. It's on the end credits, and check it out. It's fairly important. Let's see, what else was I going to talk about? The cloud competition. Let me move some of this stuff out of the way. We actually went to a cloud competition, myself and my friend Jay, at Vaper Hideaway Saturday night. It was a really cool time. I wanted to give a shout out to all the guys there at Vaper Hideaway. I'm going to put their put the website on the bottom in the description of the page. Hopefully, if not, you can go to, you can look for them. They're here in Nacogdoches, like Joe's shop. They're fairly easy to find. Well, what I entered with was this. My copper Stingray blacked out with my copper Doge on top. And I built a fairly good, it's got great airflow. Built a fairly good, let's see if I can get it turned up. See, a fairly good coil. But you notice on this one, it's a lot darker and blacker. And on this one, it's fine. That's also pushed together real close. I guess I didn't notice this. I entered this one into the cloud competition. And the rules were you had to show up with a... you had to show up with your RBA or RDA. With no juice in it, they would provide the juice. So everybody showed up. Believe it or not, there were a lot of people, maybe 15, 20 people total. There were a lot of people carrying subtanks. There were a lot of people that had all three of the subtanks. There were people that had the Atlantis. I saw those were pretty much the only two, and then there were a lot of RDAs. But these tanks were holding right up with them. So I go in there. Now, I didn't get to test fire it because I didn't know if I'd be disqualified for having to test fire this. I had this one that's got a 0.6 build. This is a 0.3 build. So I get up there, I get ready, I pull back, I give it a good long pull. And the coil on the left side I showed you earlier just bit the dust. I got a very foul burning taste in my mouth, and of course that ended me pulling anything in. I immediately exhaled, and the other guy just had a denser, better cloud than I did. It just goes to show, and it wouldn't have disqualified me to test it, so really I should have ran it a couple of times and gotten the coils really good and wet and moist and ready to go. But I'm going to be rebuilding this one. I may clean it out and I may rebuild it later. I got no shortage of addies over here. Finally found this one for the Sentinel, brass on brass. This is a plume veil. Very interesting airflow. I'm going to do a review on it. And hey, it's got something in it. I'll have to check that out. I didn't realize I had a build on it. And oh, here we go. And then of course I've got the Stellari in 3-point. I don't have a build on this one. I've just got it setting right now on the on my Nemesis, my copper Nemesis, and I think it looks okay. You know, it'll work until I find another copper one. And you know, I've got another one. I built that Hannah box. I'm going to show you guys that one later on. This video is getting into the 20-minute zone here, and I'm kind of rambling. Really, that's all I got right now. You know, that's about all I was going to talk about. For more information on the tanks I talked about, which are the there's one from AnyVape too. Damn, can't believe I forgot that one. There's one from AnyVape too, but we can talk more about that later. This is getting pretty long. So until then, I want to thank you guys for watching. Everybody, please subscribe to the channel. And I will try, I promise I will try to get these vlogs out at least once a week on Sunday. Family issues permitting. So until then, this is Steve-O the Vapor. Remember to vape on and stay away from this nasty ass cigarette. I'm out. What up, Vapors? Before we get done, I forgot to put this in the main part of the vlog, so forgive me. I know that the video's crummy, the audio's probably terrible, but I'll try to get better. We'll try to do this at a decent hour next week. That being said, I wanted to give a tribute to Leonard Nimoy. He passed away Friday. It was very sad. He was in the final stages of COPD, which he attributed to over 30 years of smoking. And I, for one, think that that is a real statement, you know, for these. And I've heard people close to me talk about, oh, well, it gives you cancer and all of this and that. There's only 4 ingredients in it. As long as you're smart, use it on the correct equipment, and don't go crazy, you know, you're going to be alright. Now, it has nicotine in it. Nicotine is harmful, but you're getting a better vape. You're getting more nicotine out of it, but in lower doses with less chemicals added to it as you would the good old cig. That being said, I'm going to try to put a little video here at the end, so you don't mind watching for a minute. It is the eulogy from Star Trek II, the search for, or the Wrath of Khan. It's late. I'm tired. I'm sorry, guys. Anyway, I'm going to try to post that at the end, so if you see that after this, you know I was successful in getting it in there. Live long and prosper, and keep right on vaping. This vape's for you, Leonard.
We are assembled here today to pay final respects to our honored dead. And yet it should be noted that in the midst of our sorrow, this death takes place in the shadow of new life, the sunrise of a new world, a world that our beloved comrade gave his life to protect and nourish. He did not feel this sacrifice a vain or empty one, and we will not debate his profound wisdom at these proceedings. Of my friend, I can only say this. Of all the souls I have encountered in my travels, his was the most human. Others? Up.